Saturday, we are here. It's currently 11:08 a.m. I just delivered my first order and I accepted it not by mistake, because I would have taken it either way, but it popped on my screen and I was clicking on something else and I just accepted it, so I couldn't take a screenshot. But it was $11 and some change for 1.1 mile, if I remember correctly. And basically it was for only 2 items. It was vegan sausages and vegan bacon strips or something. And it's the building where Terry lives, which I guess her account got deactivated because she reported everything incorrect or missing all the time. Because this summer I was getting her orders several times a week, and now I haven't seen her order in like 5 months. But that's the same building, so I knew already where it was, and he actually met me at the door, so that made my life super easy. And I think he tipped pretty well because the base pay is only $6, so you know. And like his order was not even like $15 if I remember correctly, so you know, $5 tip for literally 2 items. It's pretty good in my opinion. Second order of the day, $17 for 3.3 miles. 4 items: eggs, 2 bags of 5 pounds of rice, and a whole chicken. It's going where rich people live. Gated community, I've been there plenty of times. You guys, I feel so bad for several reasons. So first of all, today was really slow in the beginning, and I was like, it's kind of unusual for Saturdays, because usually on Saturdays I'm always like running everywhere, because I'm always late for deliveries because they send me a delivery while I'm delivering another delivery, you know what I mean. So I had a $28 order. He was super nice. He told me to leave it at the door, so it was a gated community. I thought it was, and it was. When I checked on the map, I was like, it looks like a gated community, but I mean, I don't care. Ultimately, it doesn't change anything to my life. It's just that I like to know, because that means I just like to know. So I delivered this one, and on my way back, it ended up being $33, by the way, which is so amazing. On my way back, I accepted a $28 order going kind of far. 5 miles, but I was like, I was turning to go at the store, so the timing was great. I was like, that's amazing. He was answering the messages, and literally as I was walking out the store to deliver to him, I received a $20 order going less than a mile on Doordash, and I legit could not accept it because it was for 18 items. 18 items. If it had been like less than 10 items, I would have accepted it. But it was 18 items, and there is too high chances of stuff going wrong, and then it would take me like 20 minutes. And then I would have to go deliver to that one first, and then to the Uber Eats one, and I would just be so late for the Uber Eats customer. And I can't, you know. So I declined it, and I was so mad because it was such a great order. And like I said, today has been slow, so I was like, I can't afford to decline orders like that. Like $20 for less than a mile. Good Lord. So I declined it. And then on my way to deliver to the Uber Eats customer, I got a $24 order going 4 miles. And I was like, okay, I'll go deliver to the Uber Eats customer, and then I'll come back and deliver to that one. What I didn't plan on is that traffic is absolutely horrendous right now. And it was an apartment, the Uber Eats customer. And he wanted to meet me at the door, but you know, he was not waiting for me when I arrived, so I had to wait a little bit for him to arrive. So you know, it's always like wasting time. And I came back, and honestly, it was a good 25 minutes before I actually started shopping for the Doordash customer. But I was actually still on time because they wanted me to deliver by 4:43, and it was like 4 p.m. when I began shopping. So I was like, plenty of time. And while I was in the store, I got an Uber Eats order, $21 for 1 mile. So I took it. And I shopped both orders, went to deliver to the Uber Eats customer first because he was 1 mile away. It would not make any sense to go deliver to her and then come back. And it was for Steve. I already know who Steve is. I already delivered to him plenty of times. He lives in a house at the very beginning of the hills. He was literally 3 minutes away from the store. And I just finished delivering for the Doordash customer. It took me like an hour and 15 minutes to complete. The traffic is so horrid. Like seriously, it took me most of the time. I mean, honestly, I was kind of mad because if they sent me the order while I was shopping for the $28 order Uber Eats, I could have done both orders at the same time because they were literally going the exact same way. But on Saturdays, I don't know why, it's always like that. They always send me orders that it does, you know, they don't play in my favor on Saturdays, but that's done. Hopefully she doesn't complain. I mean, she was not answering the phone at the beginning, so I guess she didn't even see that I was late, which technically I wasn't. But you know, it took a long time to begin shopping. But you can always play dumb. You can always be like, oh, I don't really know the store, you know, whatever. And she said I could leave it at the gate, so that's what I did. Wow, that was... I don't like doing that because, you know, she tipped $8. I mean, that's the thing. Her groceries were not like cold because she had the chicken. It is 5:09 p.m. right now. All right, I accepted a $13 and some change on Doordash earlier for Irina. So Irina is the girl that told me to refund the pack of water the last time I ordered for her because she thought she would get like a mail dasher. Well, this time I had to deliver it. Not that I care, but I thought that was funny. And she was answering the messages. I only had to refund the granola whatever bar because she wanted one specific one and they didn't have it and she didn't want any replacements, so that's done. And she gave the gate code and her apartment was just next to the elevator. That was pretty easy to do. And now I have accepted a $20 order going 2.5 miles for Michaela, so I have delivered to her plenty of times. It's for 22 items, but you know, it's onion, parsley, rosemary, thyme, garlic, flour, tomato paste, beef broth. You know, it's easy order. And you know, she lives in like a house, so there are no stairs to climb, no gate code, no nothing. So it's always a pretty easy order. It's 6:22 p.m. Let's go. And that $20 order got transformed into, let me back up right here without crashing into anyone. That's the plan. So that $20 order for Michaela got transformed into a stack order for $31. I actually accepted, pushed by mistake an $11 order on Uber Eats, and I took a screenshot because I thought that was funny. I just had the time to see where it was going, and the price obviously. So you know when they give you like the cross streets on Uber Eats, I always try to look at those to have an idea of where it is going. Like if I don't have the time to look at the app, because, well, I don't know, but my Uber Eats app, you can actually zoom in and zoom out, and you can actually see where it is going. I know some people can't, but I can. So since I accepted it because it popped on my screen and I didn't have the time to see where it was going, I memorized the cross street, and literally it was going maybe literally 10 seconds drive from where Michaela lives. I was like, it's such an easy stack order, and he wanted only 4 things, and I didn't have to replace anything. Everything was in stock, so pretty easy to do. Then on the way back, I got a $15 order on Doordash, which I accepted. Going, it was not going that far. It was going maybe like 6 minutes drive to somebody I've never delivered to, but there was parking right in front of the building. She answered messages because I think I had to replace a few things. So pretty easy. And on my way to check out for this one, I accepted a $22 order on Uber Eats going 4 miles ish. And so I went to deliver the Uber Eats first, then I came back, and I'm so glad I had my body cam with me because, oof, look, that never happens. Like, it usually doesn't happen, but this dude gave me the actual creeps. And it was not because he was saying weird shit. He was not saying anything. Like, first of all, I think he was high, but I deliver to high people all the time, and they don't act like this dude. So he was answering the messages normally, like a normal person. And then he was like, don't forget the spicy mayo for the sushi. First of all, spicy mayo is $2.50 extra. So I don't forget about it. Like, you have to actually add it to your cart, I guess, because it's not free. Like, it's an actual big ass like side sauce. And I had already sent him like 2 or 3 messages to replace a few things, and instead of answering the messages, he literally just said, don't forget the spicy mayo for the sushi. Okay, cool, but what about the other replacements? Anyways, if he was high, I will put this on the count that he was high. Okay. And he agreed to all of the replacements. No, actually, there is something that he didn't want. What was it? I don't remember, but there was something he didn't want, so I got this opportunity. I took, instead of refunding, I put the spicy mayo under it. You know when you can replace items, right? So instead of refunding the item that he didn't want, since he wanted the spicy mayo and it's not free, I replaced the item that he didn't want and put the spicy mayo instead. So then I began to drive to his house. I mean, it was an apartment building. And he was like, I will buzz you in. Can you bring it to whatever apartment number, 242, something like that. I was like, okay, cool. I arrive at the front door and there is a dude coming and he doesn't say anything. And I was like, you know, I had like a weird feeling. It was like, oh, maybe that's him. And so I was like, for Jeremy? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. Okay. So he looks at me and he says nothing. I was like, okay. So I was like, oh, I was on my way to you. I mean, I don't know. You said to bring it to your door. Why are you meeting me? And he literally just sent the messages. Like, it's not like it was in the notes. He sent me a message saying, I will buzz you in, bring it to the door, please. And then he meets me at the door. So that's why I was confused. And I began to take the bags out of the Doordash bags. And he was like, is that all of it? And I was like, in my head, I wanted to tell him, no, it's half of it. Why would I bring you half of your order? And I said, yeah. And he was like, oh, can you help me bring it to the door? And I was like, sure. So I put the bags back into the freaking Doordash bag. And I go inside. So I let him go in front of me because I don't know where the hell his apartment is. So he goes in front of me, and this entire time he is silent. So it's just uncomfortable at this time, you know. It's like, okay, weird, but some people are like that. And if he's high, At that time, I didn't know he was high, but I had suspicions, but I was like, okay, maybe he's just fucking weird. He goes in front of me, and then he turns around and he does this. I kid you not. And I was like, oh my god, like what the hell? It's just weird. I know like doing a thumbs up and smiling isn't weird, but I don't think the camera got it because the camera was on my fanny pack, so it was too low. I tried to make conversation because I was like, this is just super uncomfortable and I want to actually know if you're a serial killer or not, because you're weird. So I was like, oh, is it a nice place to live? And he was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then he was like, I'm about to hit the hot tub. What about you? And I was like, no, thank you. He said, what about you? About to hit the hot tub too? And I was like, no, I'm about to drop your shit and run outside. That's what I'm gonna do. But I don't know. And then so we arrive at his door and he stands there and doesn't open the door, doesn't do anything, and looks at me. And I was like, is this like really creep? Like, honestly, I don't have that vibe a lot, but I seriously thought that something was gonna happen, and it literally never happens to me, this weird vibe. And I looked at him and I began taking the bags out of the Doordash bags, and he finally opened the door, and I guess he just moved in. When he opened the door, there was like literally no furniture in there, and it was all like all cardboards and all of that. So I was like, oh, maybe either he's moving in or he's moving out. But I thought he's probably moving in because he said he was gonna go into the hot tub. And when he opened the door, I was like, oh, you're high. Okay. Because it smelled like weed in there. So I was like, okay. But at the same time, it doesn't explain this weird ass attitude and behavior. Like, really not. It's at night, you know, it's almost 9 p.m. So it was 8:30 when I delivered to him. It's like, there is nobody in the streets, you know what I mean? And usually I don't get the creeps. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind delivering at night. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it. I actually don't mind because there is no traffic, there is less people in the store. People usually like to meet you more at night because they know it's night, blah blah blah. So I actually like it. This dude was weird. And I handed him the bags and I was like, well, you have a good night. And he was like, you too. And then he stood in the freaking door. Like, okay, let me f off really quickly. It was just weird. It was just a weird vibe. And I don't think it ever happened to me on the delivery. I never felt in danger. Even when I went to weird neighborhoods north from my house, when I had to deliver once, the cops were here. I never felt something was gonna happen to me. And tonight, I did. But I'm not dead. I am still alive. But definitely now I'll be on the lookout for that dude. All of this to say this dude was weird, and I will not be delivering to him again because I thought I was gonna get snatched. So it's 8:52 p.m. I am finally home. My pizza's waiting for me. I'm insanely tired. I don't know how much I made. I'm pretty sure I made more than 200. Thank you for riding along with me today. Hopefully you guys had a great Saturday. It was a super nice day here. Because I'm saying this because next week it's gonna rain again apparently, so that sucks. Anyways, thank you for joining along, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.